Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PivotBoss pre-market video for Tuesday, March 22nd, 2022. I am Frank Ochoa, aka PivotBoss. Here's a look at the ES in the daily time frame. One thing you'll notice after we had a big move in the prior week, started with the failed new low and rallied, we've now had a very quiet start to this week. That is one of the things that you can typically see after a big time move up. You know, this was another big 4-day rally up, and then the following day was sideways, and we ended up pulling back a hair and going sideways the rest of that week. That's very much in line with what we could continue to see this week, especially with a Fed heavy week. Fed Chair Powell spoke yesterday. We'll also speak again Wednesday morning. So overall, mostly sideways trading range action with an upward bias at the moment. If we do see some sort of big flush to the downside, it's going to be interesting to see if bulls come in to defend and reject those prices, because a higher low off of that previous month's midpoint and the previous month's close could open up the potential for a catapult higher into the next highest resistance level at around 4580, 4600. So again, this is going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But right now, range bound with an upward bias, and we could continue to see a bit more development of this range throughout the course of the week. If we do get a flush that is rejected, that could be tremendous for bullish continuation to the upside. Let's take a look here at the NQ. Again, another big 4-day rally in the prior week, from Tuesday to Friday, closing on the highs, and you see right here, very quiet sideways price action, a doji here the previous day, and a squat bar, and now you're seeing an inside day at the moment, quiet price action. Again, we're right back at the previous quarter's low here, just sitting there. If we do pull back, again, a higher low could be very, very bullish. A higher low with a rejection could lead this thing higher. How's that going to play out? We'll see. And at the moment, again, expecting perhaps more range-bound activity, fade the edges with an upward bias, given the fact that the market may be in a wait-and-see mode as Fed headline risk comes out. So overall, nice continuation to the upside over the past week. You had a very narrow range to begin the week, and we could continue to see that development. If we get one big shakeout leg down that sees a rejection here, that could be an opportunity to buy this thing for a push to the next highest resistance level, which would be about 15,200 to 15,250. All right, let's take a look now at crude oil. Here's a look at crude oil. One thing you'll notice about crude oil, very strong movement here over the last several days after a big pullback from the 130 halves. The 95-96 zone continues to be very important. That 95-96 level, the 96s again have been very clear market structure for a while. We've seen price drop into it, form a doji, and then rally off those 96s. Now price is sitting back just below or right at that 113 level, which is the top end of that major market structure from before. Above that 113, 115 zone, we've only traded a few days before it dropped back down. So we could be within the range here of 115 and 95 for a while. Above 115 will open up the upper 15 handles into 130, but right now this market here testing the key edge. It has been bullish and not really looking again to sell crude oil. This market right now on pullbacks or major market edges can be an opportunity to buy, given the increased volatility due to the war in Ukraine. So again, we have to continue to be mindful of the potential for crude oil to continue to explode to the upside on headline risk. So right now, 95, 96, very clear support for crude oil. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin up right now 4.3%. This one getting a breakout from the 3-day narrow range. When we last left off, we had a 3-day narrow range here and mentioned that a breakout could see us move higher toward the 45, 46 zone. Overall, right now, still moving higher, but we're still within the trading range. Overall, this market right now continues to hold within the range and continues to see a rounded bottom off the lower portion of this range. So again, whenever this market's ready to break through 46s, it could open up quite a bit of upside given a quarter's worth of accumulation here. As of right now, again, short-term continuation toward 45, maybe even 46,000, but it wouldn't surprise if we continue to be range-bound until a breakout occurs. Lastly, taking a look at ETH here, Ether futures showing strength as well. We last left off with a narrow range here, 3-day range. We've broken that to the upside and rallied back to 3,000. So we've reached the target we talked about before. It just took a few more days to get there. Overall, this one continues to be range bound. You see a little bit of rounded behavior here. Overall, the 3,300 level is kind of that level that continues to hold as resistance. Above 3,300 will open up more upside ahead, but as of right now, we could continue to see back and forth price action until proven otherwise in this market. So short term with an upward bias here, with the potential to see as high as 32 or 3,300. At that point, we could tend to pull back into the range until we're ready to see expansion. All right, that is it for now. We'll see how this plays out heading into the rest of the session. Good luck, trade well, and I'll see you in the trading room. Take care.